experienced hearing loss over a number of years. It finally got to the point where that damage to my hearing from noise, coupled with age-related hearing loss, became a quality of life issue. Like so many people, I was reluctant to do anything about it. To me, hearing aids were something that little old men had while they were sitting around sipping Geritol. And I really didn't want to relate to that. Finally, as a gift to my wife and to myself, I told her that I was going to get a hearing test. So that's when I came to Central Florida Speech and Hearing Center. I made an appointment for a hearing test, came out, saw Dr. Shipman, had a hearing test, and found out what my problem was. I did discover through discussions with her that hearing aids are a lot more than just about volume. That they actually compensate for frequency. I had some concerns and some perceptions, misconceptions about hearing aids. Number one, I had friends that had spent a lot of money on hearing aids only to put them in the top drawer a few weeks after they got them because they weren't using them because they got frustrated with it. So that was a concern that I discussed with Dr. Shipman, and Dr. Shipman assured me that they would work with me so that that didn't happen. My experience here when I came out and saw Dr. Shipman and she first recommended a hearing aid, I told her I wanted something that was going to be hassle-free, that I was going to be pleased with, and she said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you one to try for a week. And she set me up with that. She programmed it, and that's what they do with these hearing aids now. They're all programmed specifically to your needs. 4 hours later, I looked over at my wife and said, I've got to have one of these. It wasn't uncomfortable. My hearing had improved. I could hear my wife. She could actually talk on my left-hand side for the first time. And a follow-up visit with the ENT, when I went to his office, the first thing he said after he reviewed the results of my hearing test were, you can't get a better hearing test than you got at Central Florida Speech and Hearing Center. I then came back to the center and was outfitted with a hearing aid, which I'm wearing now and am enjoying very much. It has definitely improved my quality of life, and I would recommend the Central Florida Speech and Hearing Center to anyone that needs testing or needs equipment. It's just been a great experience. It was very professional, very courteous, I'm sure very competitive in the hearing aid that I have. I'm wearing the hearing aid now. I doubt if you can even see it. I haven't had anyone notice it at all. By coming to the Central Florida Speech and Hearing Center and purchasing your equipment and getting your testing done here, you're helping to support those services that are provided by the center. Any of the proceeds from the sales of hearing aids or any other equipment that you get here go to help subsidize those people that can otherwise not afford to get the services that they need in order to improve their quality of life. I was very reluctant to walk into some storefront in a strip center where I was sure their primary objective was going to be to sell me a hearing aid, and probably the most expensive one that they could. I didn't want that. I was assured when I came here that I was going to get top professional care and treatment, and that I would get the help that I needed. And I have been very, very pleased.